The last time you lost a deal to someone less qualified than you, you told yourself a story. Maybe it was the price, maybe the timing was off, maybe the economy, maybe the client was an idiot who didn't recognize your value. I'm going to show you, using actual brain science, why every one of those stories was a lie. And more importantly, I'm going to show you what was actually happening in that room. What the other person's brain was reading about you before you'd finished your first sentence. Because here's the thing nobody in the business world wants to admit. The outcome of a negotiation is decided before the first word is spoken. Not by your preparation, not by your price point, not by your slide deck. By your nervous system. My name is Dr. Thomas Trautmann. I have a PhD in artificial intelligence and I'm a Certified Neuromarketing Instructor and a 10x performance coach with Grant Cardone. But before any of that, I spent 20 years inside companies like IBM, HP, AOL, Bosch, and Steelcase. 20 years sitting in thousands of pitch meetings, boardrooms, and strategy sessions at the highest level. And what I watched happen over and over in every country, in every industry, was this. The most brilliant person in the room lost. Consistently. Lost the contract, lost the speaking slot, lost the funding, lost the promotion to people who were objectively less qualified, less prepared, less intelligent, but completely unforgettable. I needed to understand why, so I went studying the neuroscience of human decision-making. What I found changed everything I thought I knew about business performance. So let me give you the neuroscience. 3 mechanisms, 3 reasons the wrong person keeps winning. Number 1, the Amygdala Lie Detector. Every human brain runs a threat assessment on every person it meets. It happens automatically below conscious awareness in under 400 milliseconds. For executives, investors, and buyers, the specific threat the amygdala is scanning for is one thing. Is this person desperate? Desperation, the neurochemical signature of someone who needs this deal more than they believe in it, triggers a dominance response in the other person. Not a buying response, a power response. Their brain says, if they need it this much, I have the leverage. And immediately, consciously or not, they start using it. You haven't said a word yet. You walked in, sat down, and the amygdala already filed its verdict. Number 2, the Cortisol-Confidence Collapse. Here's where it gets biological. When you're under chronic stress, and most business owners and executives I work with are, whether they admit it or not, your body runs on elevated cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and at elevated levels, it does something devastating. It physically impairs your prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the part of your brain responsible for strategic thinking, emotional attunement, executive presence, and language. In plain terms, it's the part that makes you charismatic, persuasive, and magnetic. Under chronic stress, that part is offline, not weakened, offline. You cannot be at your most persuasive when your brain is running a stress response. Not because you're unsmart, because you are chemically not the same person. The version of you that loses deals is not the real you. It's you on cortisol. And those are very different people. Number 3, the Mirror Neuron Mirror. This is the one that silences people in my workshops every single time. Mirror neurons are a class of brain cells that fire both when you perform an action and when you observe someone else performing it. But more relevantly for us, they fire in response to emotional states, which means whatever emotional state you carry into a room, you inject directly into the nervous system of the people in that room. Their brains mirror yours in real time. Walking anxious, they feel anxiety. Walking uncertain, they feel uncertainty. Walking with genuine regulated certainty, they feel certainty. The deal was never about your pitch deck. It was always about your state. Your pitch deck is a prop. Your nervous system is the product they are actually evaluating. Now I want to say something that's going to upset some people. That's okay. Most sales training is neuroscience fraud. I know, that's provocative. Stay with me. Scripts, objection handling frameworks, closing techniques, NLP patterns, power poses, all of it, every single technique in the classic sales training canon is downstream of the real problem. You cannot out-technique a broken nervous system. If your amygdala is signaling desperation, no script fixes that. If your prefrontal cortex is offline from cortisol, no closing technique replaces it. If your mirror neurons are broadcasting anxiety, no power pose overrides the signal. The executives who close at premium prices, who walk into a room and already own it, who shake hands and have people leaning toward them before they even say anything, they are not better at sales. They have regulated nervous system. That's the entire difference. Some of them got there accidentally, through stable relationships, strong sleep, genuine confidence built over decades. Most of them have no idea why it works. They just know it does. And the ones who can't replicate it? They keep buying new sales courses and nothing changes. Because they are treating the symptom and the disease is biological. So what do you do with this? Over the last several years, working with business owners and senior executives across Europe and the United States mostly, I developed a framework I call the 3R system: revenue, reputation, relationships. Most people hear and think, 3 desperate goals, 3 areas of my life I need to improve independently. They are not 3 separate goals. They are one neurological circuit. And here's the part that nobody, no business coach, no sales trainer, no executive coach will tell you, because it requires them to admit something uncomfortable. Your business performance is, in large part, a relationship problem wearing a suit. The quality of trust in your most intimate relationship, your partnership, your marriage, directly regulates your nervous system. When that relationship is high trust, high safety, high intimacy, your amygdala calms, your cortisol drops, your prefrontal cortex comes back online, your mirror neurons broadcast certainty. When that relationship is in tension, in distance, in silent conflict, even if you never describe it as a bad relationship, the opposite happens. You walk into every meeting carrying that stress, invisible, biological, expensive. I have a client, a founder, 8-figure company, who told me recently, the year my marriage got better, my revenue doubled. He thought it was a coincidence. It wasn't a coincidence. It was neuroscience. When he stopped managing threat at home, he had full biological bandwidth for opportunity at work. When he stopped scanning his partner's face for signs of disappointment, he started reading his clients' faces with clarity instead. The triage system works because it addresses not the root. It addresses the root, not the branches. Revenue follows. Reputation. Reputation follows your nervous system. Your nervous system follows the quality of your most intimate relationships. Fix the loop. Everything downstream changes. Let me be direct with you before I tell you what's next. You didn't build your business for a spreadsheet. You build it because somewhere, deep in your brain, there is a voice, and it's been saying the same thing since you started. Make me great. Make me great enough to provide. Make me great enough to be respected. Make me great enough that my partner looks at me with pride instead of worry. Make me great enough that my team follows me because they believe in me, not because I signed their contracts. That's not weakness. That's the most human thing about you. And it's also the most powerful lever in your performance. The executives I work with, the ones who genuinely transform their revenue, their presence, and their relationship, don't start by buying a new sales course. They start by understanding which part of the 3R loop is broken. Because it's never all 3. It's always one that's pulling the other two down. And once you find it, fixing it is faster than you think. So here's what I want to offer you. I do a limited numbers of 3 30-minute strategy calls every week. Not to sell you anything, to do one thing, a live 3-hour audit. We look at your revenue presence, your reputation signals, and your relationship quality, together in real time. And we identify exactly which R is the root constraint blocking the other two. You will walk away with one clear science-based action you can implement this week. No fluff, no pitch, just precision clarity. If going deeper together makes sense after that, we'll talk about it. If not, you live with the math. Either way, you win. The link is somewhere here around. There are 5 spots available this week. If this landed is something I said made you uncomfortable in the right way, that's your amygdala recognizing Sam true. So book the call. And if you already knew everything in this video and you are still losing deals, that's actually the most important data point of all. So see you on the call.